I've been doing a deep dive on the passport bros phenomenon, and here's an insight that a lot of people miss. The way these men are leaving their own countries to go to lower income countries to find wives, and they say that it's because the women there are more feminine and they really value femininity in a woman. They say that the women in their own countries, they're not as feminine anymore, they're masculine, and they just don't want that in a partner. But then I look around me, my neighbors, my friends, and a lot of the women here are feminine, they're beautiful, they have a soft feminine aura, they treat their men well, they cook, they clean, they do everything. And then I realized that I'm in a high income neighborhood and their husbands, they're high earners. This just highlights how femininity has become a luxury in the US. Because it has become a luxury that a lot of men cannot afford, they go to places where femininity is the norm and not luxury. And that's okay, good for them. Bottom line is, if you're a feminine woman, you get the best pick of men in any society. Whether you're an American woman in the US or a foreign woman.
I applaud this queen for realizing this and pointing it out. What amazes me is the fact that she had to correlate living in a rich US neighborhood with being feminine. I mean, it's not like men from all social classes in the US haven't been saying this. No disrespect to this queen in the least. It's simply mind-boggling that a woman must go to an extreme length to realize, wow, what men are saying is true. Femininity is not the norm in the US anymore. Bam! It wouldn't surprise me if this queen got hit with comments or messages from other US women trying to shame her or call her a pick-me. Ladies, it's not rocket science. Women in the western part of the world are the ones that changed, and some men are exiting because of it. Sure, there will be women who are going to try to shame them or call them dusty. Well, it's not the dusty ones leaving. It's the ones who have money who are leaving. The era of the mail order bride is all but over. The passport bro expat is on the rise. The women who are upset with those men kind of remind me of when we were children playing outside in the summer. The ice cream truck came and left, and those who missed it would pout, well, I didn't want any ice cream anyway. Yeah, like that. Moving on.
My take on passport bros as an American who's lived in the Philippines for 2 years is that most Filipino women who are dating foreigners, they know English very well. They're smart. They're not uneducated. They definitely know what's going to happen and what's going on, and they know the expectations of what a possible marriage might entail. The part where I get a little worried is I've seen a lot of passport bros be, first of all, predators as young as 13 years old. And second of all, they seem very, very hurt and just like really jaded towards American women and kind of controlling and just really aggressive. So that would be something to consider as well if you want that type of personality as a partner.
This queen addressed some concerning points, although she was quite vague on it. And when she said, a lot of passport bros being predators, going after 13-year-old little ones, that is disgusting and should not be allowed anywhere. My concern on her wording is she actually jumbled those deplorable individuals with men who are jaded. I by no means defend the first group she mentioned. I'm just pointing out how women use glazed over language to lump actual deviants with men who went looking for an LTR. She also said these men are controlling and aggressive. Examples would be nice to have since, again, that lumps in everyone. That's like me saying a lot of these American women can be intolerable and possessive. Yeah, it makes me sound like a politician.
And also, when people move to the US, they have a foreign spouse. Sometimes, not always, sometimes that foreign spouse is isolated, doesn't have very good connections. So if anything were to be bad or if they would need any help, I'm just worried that some people might not have the resources to get the appropriate help or support or community they need. But I don't care who you guys marry, if it's a foreigner or not. Obviously, I'm married to a foreigner myself. But I think there are just some parts to be cautious about. And then also just remember, a lot of American women have had really bad experiences with men. So when they see like that kind of rough personality going to another country and having a woman there, they might just be a little upset or triggered because they don't want women to experience things that they have also experienced. So that's my take.
Hold up a second, queen. Let me get this straight. She is married to a foreign man, and she said U.S. women have had bad experiences with U.S. men and don't want to see other women go through that? Fam, please correct me if I'm wrong here. That sounded almost like a double standard. Yeah, fam, I can get a foreign spouse, but it does concern us women when the other gender does the same. To this queen, I just have to say, her take sounds suspiciously a lot like rules for thee and not for me. Fam, hear me out. out. US women have been going overseas looking for husbands for years, like this queen, and I never heard US men complaining or making a movement against it, so why give any opinion, no matter how subtle it may be, in contrast to men doing the same? Maybe it's because with every passport bro that pops up, that's one less possible future alimony check.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Moving on.
I don't blame men also for looking. If they've really tried to find a woman here and they can't find one, I don't blame them for looking elsewhere, because we have a certain level of, I guess I want to call it, what's the word I'm looking for? Privilege. We have a certain level of privilege over here in the U.S. that some people, some women abuse. And, you know, in that fact, they end up abusing who they're with. And they want to get everything and they don't want to give anything. But that's been going on for a while.
I have to applaud this queen. Her words were on point as to a huge part of the cause of passport traveling men looking for relationships overseas. Ladies, let me put it this way. If multiple women say over and over in their coaching videos, don't settle, well, guess what? Men don't have to settle for you either. There are more videos of women shaming or complaining about men who left for better treatment somewhere else than there are videos like this one that tries to understand the real reason men are leaving. Kind of like when a 400-pound / 28.5 stone guy complains that airline seats don't offer the minimum space, when in fact those seats are designed to accommodate someone weighing about 240 pounds / 17 stone. Yeah, like that. I agree with this queen when she says many women in the US are privileged and some abuse that privilege. Not to mention men who decide to start families in other countries don't want to go through the horrors of the US family court system.
You know, and I think where we really need to come to the bottom line and where we really need to come to an accord with men and women is that we need to understand that it's not always about what you can get, but it's about what you can give to somebody else. And I don't mean just things. I mean things that you can't put a dollar amount on. And that's something, you know, somebody that really cares about you, that has your back through thick and thin, that isn't about money, that cares about your well-being, that you can trust, you know, because nowadays, you know, if you can't trust the person that you're with, you shouldn't be with that person.
Thank you, queen. Exactly what men have been saying. How many times have we seen in these women dating advice videos the main agenda being me, and make it all about you, girl? I'm gonna say an opinion that will trigger my female viewers. If there is a noticeable increase in US / Western men leaving the country for women in these other countries, it shows how low men have set the bar. Think about it. These men are not going to these countries to find boss babes, or women in their masculine energy, or women they need to handle. No, fam. All men want is for women to be naturally submissive, non-confrontational, and feminine. US women find it so difficult to be those things that these men have to outsource their LTRs. Fam, it's like some Western women want a communist block on men's relationships. No, comrade. We do not give papers for you to leave country to find love. You remain here. Marry woman who plans divorce, take children, and years of alimony. Get back or you will face firing squad.
I must break you.
I'm just saying. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.